How's it going out there, believers? How are we doing? Welcome to another episode of the Platinum Draft League Season 5. We are here today for our Week 7 match. Yes, because we have 4 more. And as you remember, we came off of a very close loss against Shad. It was just a mixture of some bad luck and some poor decisions from both sides that ended up making it so close. However, we're coming back this week, and hopefully we should be back on track to hopefully make a comeback and see playoffs. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking. She's just been very kind of noisy lately. I don't know what's going on, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, we're here against our Week 7 opponent, which is Jellyfish and the Sanguine Scissors. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to run through their team really quickly. I am recording mic audio. I'm double checking to make sure. So for the Sanguine Scissors, we have Heatran, Skarmory, Goodra, Diggersby, Rotom, Mow, Regice, Mega Blastoise, Hatterene, Scolipede, Dusclops, Drapion, and Conkeldurr. So there are some interesting and scary components to this team. The main one I'm worried about is Conkeldurr, because Conkeldurr does a lot to my whole team, and if he brings Hatterene or Dusclops to set up a Trick Room as well, that could also be very dangerous, because then he would have the upper hand and would always be able to get first hit, and usually we die in 2. So it's going to be very tricky to see. But yeah, let's go through and let's see the team that we have brought. So the first one we're bringing is our Azelf, because looking through his team is very defensive. So having a strong wall breaker like Azelf will be very good for kind of powering through most of his team. We're rocking Expert Belt to boost our super effective hits, and we have Psyshock, Shadow Ball, Flamethrower, Nasty Plot. I believe after a Nasty Plot, we can OHKO most things. Some things will still require a 2-KO. Main ones are going to be Heatran, just because if it's super bulky and it resists our stabs, or actually resists everything we have, I believe. Skarmory has Sturdy, so that's something that we can't just OHKO. If it's a super bulky Goodra, that might be something that we can't OHKO. So there's a lot around that might be an OHKO, but we have a solution coming up next on how I can kind of help with that. But yeah, so I think the main thing here is we just need to find a spot where we can get a nice switch in, or get it in clean on something that doesn't want to take a hit. We can set up a Nasty Plot, and then we can just kind of go in for a nice little sweep. So next up, we have our Roserade. We're running a bit of a utility Roserade this week. Running Black Sludge so we can get that passive healing. And we have Sludge Bomb with Spikes, Synthesis, Sleep Powder. So Sludge Bomb is our main damager. Obviously, this is not going to do too well against the 2 Steel types, but it's still going to be the same, because originally I had Giga Drain on, but Giga Drain didn't hit them for anything either, so this is better, so that way we can punish Hatterene for trying to come in and tank a hit from us. Also, we're running Spikes, so we can set up layers of Spikes. I want to run Spikes instead of Stealth Rocks, mainly because of that Heatran and other things that resist the Stealth Rocks but don't resist the Spikes. Those are things that we really want to get those extra damage on so we can get those KOs. Synthesis is for healing, and then we have Sleep Powder in case we try to predict the switch in. Maybe they try to bring in Heatran because Heatran kind of walls us. We can just put it to sleep, and then it's less problematic. So yeah, that's going to be pretty good. Next up, we have our Tapu Fini. We're running, again, another defensive Tapu Fini. I feel like this has been Tapu Fini's main role is this defensive role, but that's fine. So we're running bulky defense, a little bit of special defense, leftovers with Surf, Ice Beam, Taunt, Defog. So one of the main reasons we have this set is so we can have Surf and Ice Beam, which gives us good coverage to a lot of his team and does some good damage. taunt is for when he tries to bring in a defogger, like maybe Rotom, Mow, or Skarmory. We can taunt it so that way it can't get rid of any spikes that we set up. And then we have defog in case we do need to remove hazards off on our side, because I know that he has access to toxic spikes, he has access to normal spikes, he has access to rocks. And I think this is a great mod to challenge all those, because if he does set up toxic spikes, we have the Misty Terrain, so that way we don't have to worry about status. So that's going to be very good for us. Next, we have our Donphan. So Donphan, we're running a usual bulky attacker set, running Rocky Helmet, so that way if we have to take any physical hits, like say we have to come in on a conch, it will hit us, take a lot of damage from Rocky Helmet, we'll be able to get some more damage off. The main thing I see with this is if we can get rid, or if we can make sure that Skarmory and Rotom Mow are not there, then Donphan does pretty good damage to most of his team. Obviously we're a lot slower than some of his members, but they can't do much damage to us in the first place. And Earthquake, Knockoff, Ice Shard is great coverage. And then we have Rapid Spin to get rid of hazards if we don't want to remove our own spikes, and so we can get a little speed boost so it can help us in the late game. But yeah, I think Donphan can do a lot of work as long as the two big problems are out of the way. It's going to be hard to get the two of them out of the way in the first place. If he doesn't bring one or both of them, then that means Donphan is pretty much free to go in whenever I have the chance. So that's going to be awesome. Next up we have Urshifu, because it's faster than a majority of his team. I think the only thing faster than Urshifu without a scarf is Scolipede. So that's really awesome. We're running Black Belt to boost our close combat, but we also have Darkest Lariat, Sucker Punch, U-Turn. But yeah, Urshifu, like I said, I want to bring Urshifu more, and this is a great week because he only has one Pokemon faster. We do tons of damage with boosted close combat and Darkest Lariat. We have Sucker Punch to catch anything scarfed or catch that Scolipede off guard. And we have U-Turn in case we just want to go make a nice little pivot and get out of there. So I think this is going to be a great mon. Definitely going to be kind of a cleanup mon, especially in the late game if he doesn't have big resist, so I have to worry about picking my moves carefully. Something I can just kind of come in and sweep with at the end. And finally, we have our Mega Aggron. Mega Aggron is here. It's doing its usual thing. We're running 3 attacks, but instead of Stealth Rock, we're running Toxic, so that way we can set up Toxic. That's mostly for things like Dusclops, which doesn't want to get Toxic. Things that try to come in on us, like maybe if Conch tries to come in on us, we can Toxic it instead of getting its Flame Orb. It's also safe for its hat because we can't Toxic ourselves because we're Steel. But in most cases, Heavy Slam does a lot of damage. And we have Earthquake, Fire Punch just to clean up anything that Heavy Slam can't really hit that hard. But yeah, that's the squad we're looking at. And I will see you all for the battle. Alright, you guys. So we are here. We are set up for our battle. Let me get the actual right category. This is the team. Week 7. This is the right set. I will send the challenge. We've got all of our sets loaded into our damage calculator. We've got our notes set up for this week's battle. So hopefully we can score a win. Because it's been, what? It's been 3 weeks since we got a win? Because I think our last win was... It was Frog, and that was week 3. So yeah, it's been a while. But hopefully we can secure another win. So let's see what we got here. We have Conch, which I expected. We have Goodra, we have Scolipede, we have Heatran. And instead of Mega Blastoise and a Trick Room setter, they brought Skarmory and Rotom Mow. I should have expected Mow. It was definitely a possibility. I just didn't put it on the list. But, oh well. So let's see here. I guess I can do the usual. Can link out the battle. So we can get that nice clickbait in. There we go. Okay. So we're here. Let's take a look here. So we have, who is he gonna lead with? There are multiple possible leads. I think Rotom Mow is possible, so he can just pivot out, especially if it's a Scarf. Skarmory and Heatran are good possible leads if he wants to get hazards up. I don't really see the other three leading unless he tries to go like early Scolipede and just set up sweep me. I think to start off as a lead, I think I'm going to start off with, it's a tough call. I think I might start off with our Urshifu. See what he leads with, and then if it's something that's scary to me, I can pivot out with U-turn or I can Raw Swap, but I think that's the best. I was originally going to say I can lead Aggron so I can Mega, but if he brings in Heatran first, then that's going to hurt a lot. Let's see, Mega Aggron. If it's offensive Heatran, he can almost OHKO us with a Magma Storm, so yeah. So I'm going to lead Urshi, see what he does. It's going to be a tricky battle, but I think it's definitely something that we can come out on top in. Let me double check something. So if I'm looking at my Azel set, this is Heatran. If I'm at +2, Shadow Ball usually does the most, but if he's actually Shadow Ball still does the most. So in either case, I want to click Shadow Ball, but it doesn't do a lot. So he does lead Rotom Mow. This does make me think it's a Scarf Mow. That is probably very likely that it's Scarf Mow. And that's dangerous for multiple reasons. One, that means he has something that outspeeds my Mons. And two, that means that he can trick a Scarf onto us if he's running that Scarf. So that's something I gotta be careful of, because that could shut down some of my utility Mons. But I think that Roserade is my best answer here, because it eats both of its stabs. It doesn't get much unless it tries to run a ghost move, so I think that's the best bet. So I'm going to bring in Rose. If he pivots here, he'll go into Heatran, that's fine. If he tricks us, that's a bit scarier, but he has no hat, so I can freely set up spikes, and if this is his Scarfer, then I know he has to squeeze, oh. He swaps to Skarmory. Interesting. So maybe he's not? Or maybe he is. Maybe he just didn't want to risk it. Interesting. So Skarmory's here. I feel like he brought this out for hazards, but it also makes me feel like this is his defogger. So it's gonna have a tricky time filling out that set. I feel like, I don't know what its moves are, but I feel like Feeny can come out here. So I'll bring out Feeny. Set up that Surge. Does get up rocks, that's fine. I could defog the rocks right now. I don't really know if I need to. I don't have any of my rock weak mons this week, but it still could be good, so I don't have to worry about that chip. I don't think this thing can do much to me. Plus if I defog, I get rid of my terrain. I think we just click Surf. Surf does a decent chunk. His two possible swaps are Goodra and Rotom, so I actually might want to click Ice Beam instead, because Ice Beam still does decent damage. Yeah, I'm going to click Ice Beam. He should be swapping here, probably U-turning out, or maybe just raw swapping out. I don't think he stays in unless he has something that can hurt me. But if he's defensive Skarmory, he could have Brave Bird, but that doesn't do much. Could have Iron Head for stab, but that doesn't hurt much. And you could have Body Press, doesn't hurt much. Does bring out Rotom Mow, which does take a decent chunk from an Ice Beam. That seems pretty defensive. Let's see. Yeah, because Ice Beam to no bulk does 48 to 58. We just did 44. So this might be somewhat bulky, not too much, maybe a little bit of HP investment. Is any of that getting cut off? No, it's not. Okay, so you can see that. Could be around this range-ish. Just a little bit of HP investment to keep it healthy. I feel like he's going to predict the Rose swap here. But again, I still don't think he has anything to hurt me. The only thing that would really suck is if he gets that trick off on me and he's running that. But we're still going to bring out Rose right here. He could just raw swap back into something else, but doesn't seem likely. I think we have some good pivot options. But yeah, I think that if I can get Azelf in here early, then that would be great. I just need to get rid of that Heatran. He does Volt Switch. Does 13. That could be no investment, so he could be speed, a little bit of bulk, and then no special attack investment. Seems like a weird set, but who knows? I could just be miscalculating things, but from what I see, it seems like an interesting set. I see him bringing out Heatran here very easily. Like, I'm pretty sure Heatran is free here because I get nothing to hurt Heatran. Yep. Okay, so Heatran is here. I think my Heatran answer is always Finny. Because if he's defensive, he does very little. If he's offensive, he still does very little. With the right move, he could do a bit more. But I still think Finny is the answer because we can't 2-ko. So yeah, let me just bring Finny back in here. But yeah. Because again, what did I need to get rid of Heatran? If it's, let's assume it's specially defensive. Specially defensive Heatran. If I'm at +2, I only do about 40% with a Shadow Ball at +2. I do like 30 to 40%, so I'll need to get a lot of damage off, but that's why I want to get these rocks up. But he has multiple counters to my hazard setter in both Skarmory and Heatran, and then also Goodra kind of walls us. So we'll see. Does go for a Lava Plume. Perhaps trying to get a burn chance on something. So he wants to switch here. He knows I click Ice Beam in the past, and I'll probably click it again. I think I just want to defog to get rid of these hazards here, so I'm going to do that. Actually, let me see. Does defog work here? It could. Gets rid of rocks early, so I don't have to worry about too much chip, especially on a Pokemon like Feeny. Yeah, I'll go for a defog here. Because you can't really bring out Skarmory in this point to sort of force me out. The way I see the swap going, he could swap back into Rotom, but he's risking another Ice Beam. He could swap into Goodra, which could tank it, but he's risking chip on that thing. And he could bring in Scolipede to just try and live a hit and then KO me. Oh, he stays in. He goes for a Flash Cannon. Okay. So he goes for a Flash Cannon. That was a meaty Flash Cannon. So I'm guessing this boy is offensive. So let me look at Flash Cannon with a defensive set. Yeah, it does max 30. That did 37. So he's definitely running an offensive set. And I saw him switch moves, so I know he's not Specs or Scarf or any choice item. Yeah, he's actually a little stronger. Could be, he could be, what could he be? He could be Modest. Is that Modest more like? Yeah, it looks like he was Modest. Okay, so question is, if I bring in something in here, I know he has Lava Plume and not Magma Storm, so I can write that down. I don't have much that wants to swap in, unfortunately. Do I need Feeny for the late game? It would be nice to have, but at this range, I'm not sure how much I need it. Because otherwise, I think my best bet is to bring Urshifu, take a hit, and then just try to kill. But I think I'm just going to let Feeny go here. I'm faster. He's he's bulky offense. Okay. He's bulky offense. Gotcha. I did 33? What the heck? Wait. These calcs aren't making a lick of sense. Is he? He's not. He's scarfed in. No, he's spexed in. Is he spexed in? Is he AV? There's a lot going through my head. Hold on. So, I did 39. No, he did 39. I did 33. And even if he is this set, I should be doing more. So I think he's actually like AV or something. Whatever. We're going to get another Surf off. He'll kill us with a Lava Plume. That's fine. At this point, he is weak enough. I can bring in Urshi. This should easily scare this boy out. I have to be careful though, because if he's running Flash Fire and I burn myself, I'm going to dislike everything that happens next. But I think he's definitely scared out here, unless he's just letting Heat go down. But then he loses one of his counters to Rotom and to Aggron, so I'm not sure if he wants to do that. But I know he's slower than me, so I think the best chance is always just click CC. I don't think he has anything that could swap in. The only thing that swaps in is Scolipede. And it does actually tank a bit because it resists. Can we kill with a... I don't think I can chance it. I'm just going to click Close Combat. We do kill. No Flame Body Burn, so that's awesome. Okay. So it's 5-5. He probably brings out Scolipede here. I'm hard banking on a Scolipede play because I'm slower and he should have something that hits me super effective. Or if not, I'm still -1, so he should be able to do a good chunk of damage and he's faster, so... But if he brings out Scolipede, I can just swap Donphan here. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what the play is, but I think he's going for a Scolipede. That's what I'm feeling. I think he's going for a Scolipede. No, he brings out Conk. Oh, because he's got Priority Mach Punch. How much does a Mach Punch do to me at this range? He's currently Guts without the burn. And I am a Urshifu. Oh, wait, no. Urshifu -1. He does quite a bit. I think for this play, I'm going to bring in Azelf. Knockoff is scary, but I'm pretty sure he dies to Psyshock. It's a chance. Donphan should tank though, right? It's all tricky. I'm gonna bring in Donphan. I think that's the play. If he's not running a Guts set, this could kind of throw me off guard, but I should be able to play it from there. But I think he's just going for a Mach Punch or a fighting move to take me out, because I am minus, and he knows I can't kill him with anything. So yeah. We're gonna bring in Donphan. I know Donphan said was one of my sort of end games. He goes for an Ice Punch. That's a good read, but he takes that. He's not a Guts set. He's not Guts. Is he a bulk up set then? But he didn't get healed by lefties, so what is he? He could be something like Pyappa Berry. He could also be Spec'd Outspeed Me. But I think in any case, my best bet is... Actually, let me check out Ice Punch damage. Yeah, he has some attack investment. If he's... That's special attack investment. What am I doing? Yeah, he's got to be like... Wait, that's... Interesting. Might be Expert Belt. I'm doing my calcs. He could be an Expert Belt. I think the play is just to click Earthquake, get some damage off, and then... Oh, he swaps to Skarmory. That's smart. That's smart. That's smart. That's smart. He probably sets up more hazards here, so honestly, I'm just gonna knock off. Yeah. Is it a helmet? It's a helmet. Helmet's gone. But I'm losing my answers very quickly as well. I could bring in Azelf here. I think I might. Kind of want to save it to endgame. How does Aggron tank moves? On Mega, Aggron does not take a body press, unfortunately. I think I have to let Donphan go down here. Maybe? It's a tough call, because I don't know what he's clicking. Because I want to get set up, so I want to come in free. Yeah, I think I sacked Donphan here. We're playing risky, but if I can bring in Azelf at this point, I am in sweep range. Even a Goodra, I think. It's a roll. I hate rolls. This is why I would like to get my hazards up, but he brought both of his both my Roserade counters. But I think the play is sack Donphan, maybe keep hazards off the field so something can come in free. Because also, even if Goodra doesn't go down, most things shouldn't kill me if I'm at full. Draco is a roll, so that's gonna be interesting. I don't know what Conk is. I think I'm guessing Expert Belt because of damage. Scoliped's still scary because if he goes for a Protect, then he will outspeed me. Mega Horn kills. Does Scolipede get X Scissor? Sorry, I gotta look at that. Scolipede. Bug moves. He gets Mega Horn X Scissor, yeah. So he could be X Scissor. He brings out Mo. Okay, so we get hazards gone. Rotom Mo is out. Now the question is, can I kill with an Ice Shard? What did I say earlier? I said he was a bit defensive, right? If he's running max HP, I can't kill. What did I do before? It was Tapu Fini Ice Beam. And we did 44 with Ice Beam. So he could be bulk, and if he's running bulk, I don't kill with Ice Shard. But I still think it's the right play to let Donphan go down here. So I'm gonna do it. Doesn't kill. Okay, so he was bulk, and he does a Leaf Storm. Okay. This is actually, I think, the scenario we want here. Because now he is at -2. So even if he has investments, which I'm unsure of if he does, -2. Because what was the damage before? The damage before, what am I looking for? I'm looking for Rotom damage. Before he did 13% to my Roserade with a Volt Switch. So he's not as specially attack invested. He could just be that, and if he's that, I should be able to come in free with Azulf here, get a setup, and then I can sweep. So I think we're going for it. This could be a risky play. I could have thrown my hand early, but his team is weak and in a position where I have Aggron and Urshifu who can clean up afterwards. But he's too weak to do anything. I don't think he's scarfed in. He could be, though. He could be scarfed in, but I still don't think I have to worry. I'm gonna nasty plot. This honestly might not have been a bad position to bring in Aggron to Mega, but if he has Will-O-Wisp and he got that on me, then I would not appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, Scolipede can come in. If it's bringing X-Scissor, it can kill me. If it's not bringing X-Scissor, Mega Horn can kill me. If it's not, I should be able to live one of anything. And based on conk damage, he doesn't do a lot with a Mach Punch, so I think this is a great scenario for me. We nasty plot. Rotom either does a little damage or swaps. We do nasty plot. Perfect. He gets a weak Volt Switch off, which is great. What does he bring in now? He could bring in Scolipede Protect. If so, I gotta plan around that. Conk does not kill me. Goodra could live a hit, depending on its investment. Rotom Mo, I know, is slower than me now, so that's great. This might be the scenario that we needed. Let me put in the +2. Yeah. Conk is a one-shot. Skarmory is a one-shot. Goodra is a roll. Scolipede is a one-shot, and you're so weak anything would one-shot you. So this is the play. This is the play. Does bring in Goodra. Okay, So here is my thing with Gudra. At this moment, we have a 31% chance to OHKO if they are running max HP in this set. I have Size Shock, and Size Shock targets defense. If he's bulked up in defense, I cannot kill. So it's a risky play we're gonna have to make, but I think we need to make it. I think we do, because Skarmory can get beat out by Aggron. Conkeldurr, ugh. Actually, I don't know if I want to risk it. Oh, it's such a tough scenario. I'm gonna bring in a Roserade instead. I want to click it, but I don't want to click it. He goes for a Draco. It misses. Oh my! If I would have clicked it, even if it didn't kill, that would have been the perfect scenario. Fuck. That sucks hard. Ugh. Alright. I'm gonna Sleep Powder. I'm expecting Skarmory to come in, so putting that thing to sleep would be great. Ooh. Okay. We're coming back. The only thing this thing has clicked so far is Stealth Rock. I think this also is his Defogger. But I'm going to set a layer of spikes, and then I want Azelf to come back in. Hopefully he stays asleep for 2 turns. That's the hope. This is the best scenario for us. Come on. We can do this. I'm going to set up a layer of spikes. I can bring in Azelf. I can either set up or I can just do damage, but if I don't set up, I can't kill things. I almost just forfeit on accident. I almost clicked X and forfeited. Whoops. That would have been an absolute blunder on my part. Okay, come on. He's thinking. He knows he's in a bad scenario, but this is perfect for us. This is exactly what I had wanted. I'm glad I spoke to Lily and they convinced me to do Sleep Powder instead of Toxic, because I was originally going to bring Toxic for things like Gudra, but now that I have Sleep Powder, it's much better because we can force him to keep hazards on the field. I am running bulky speed, so even if he brings Rotom in here to try and get rid of my hazards, that should be an easy Sludge Bomb. He does bring in Rotom. Okay, this is what we want. This could be his Defogger, and I think it is, but I believe I am crept to outsped. Yeah, we're crept to outsped this thing. So I'm going to click Sludge Bomb. Okay, come on. He brings out Scolipede now. Okay. Scolipede is here now. This is telling me he wants to do some kind of crazy setup. I think I have to bring out Aggron now. Let me do some calcs. Because I think he might be going for a Swords Dance setup. And I think Aggron just kind of walls that. Keep going, special attack. I just need him not to click a move right now. That's what I need. Yeah, he does go for a Swords Dance. Okay. Also, he's Boots. That makes sense. Okay, I can Mega here. And I click Fire Punch. It 2-Kos. He's faster, but we can kill, and then we can bring in Urshi to kill with the Sucker Punch. Perfect. Mega, Fire Punch. I don't see him swapping here because nothing else really wants to come in and take this, and he's already set up. But he could swap here if he's feeling super scared, but I think that's better for us if he swaps. Excuse me. He doesn't swap, goes for an earthquake. Ooh, that did under half. Okay, I think that's probably in roll range. Yeah, adamant max attack on Mega Aggron. No, he's not running adamant. Is he running timid? He could be running timid. Okay, there's a chance we live here, and there's a chance we die here. But either way, Urshi finishes this off. So we're staying in. He doesn't kill. We get the second fire punch off. Okay. This is perfect. This is perfect. This is perfect. This is perfect. Because Goodra should die to Urshi. It's a roll. Actually, it's not a roll because we have spikes. Yes. It's not a roll because we have spikes. Actually, it's still a roll because we have spikes. I should be able to kill it, though. There's no point in me saving Aggron. Whatever comes in next, Aggron can go down to. If for some reason he brings in Skarmory to try and wake up, I think that's perfect. But he probably just brings in Conk because it's faster and it can get a kill. I would say we can set up, but if Conk has a knockoff and hits Azelf, we die. So if it brings out Conk, we drop Aggron, and we just click Psyshock for a kill, because it kills at 0 without setup. Goodra is the only thing that's really stopping us, but when it comes down to it, I know I said it wasn't a roll with spikes, but once we get that Psyshock off, it dies. So okay. He brings out Skarmory. Probably because he still wants to defog here. Skarmory has not had a sleep turn yet. So I know it's guaranteed to be asleep here, right? Yeah, it's guaranteed to be asleep this turn. And he wants to defog so he can get things off. I think I need to bring in Azelf. Azelf is the play. Guaranteed sleep. I think I just have to go for Flamethrower here. I would say set up, but if he gets rid of our hazards, then it becomes a roll if we kill Goodra, and that's never good. Then it becomes a roll, but I really want to set up so that we can get that kill. Here, I'm gonna do something I don't normally do. Chance of wake up. 33% chance. Fuck. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna nasty plot. This is the play. If he wakes up here and defogs, there's a chance we lose. If he stays asleep, I think it's a guaranteed win. He's thinking, or he's just chatting. Who knows? Ooh. Yeah. I think as long as he doesn't wake up this turn, I think we're guaranteed a win here. If he does wake up and defogs, then we're gonna have to figure things out. He goes straight into Goodra. I think that's perfect. I think that's perfect. If he does... Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. I'll have to cut all that blank space out because I just kind of left it there. I had to take a phone call. Okay, what were we getting at? Okay, so we need to know. I don't think he has any investment, and if so, this Psyshock should kill. That's kind of what we're banking on right now, so let's see it. He's faster. He brought Scarf Goodra. Oh my god. I was not expecting that at all. I thought he was just bringing it in so he could tank, but no, he was Scarf the whole time. Damn. I was expecting a Scarfer, but not Scarf Goodra. Okay. So that means... that's that. He's at -2. If I bring in Urshi here, it should not be able to kill. And I should do lots of damage with a CC. So I think that's the play. Bring in the Urshi. And we launch ourselves a CC. Because even if he does hit us at -2, he shouldn't do a lot. If he's modest, if he's not modest, it does even less. We're thinking around half-ish. Somewhere around half. Plus or minus like 5%. It's like 45 to 55 is what I'm expecting. He might be trying to read. He might be going into Skarmory here. And Skarmory gets 2-code. Especially because it's at 80 and we're faster. So it's an easy 2-code. And then if Goodra comes back out, I can just throw Aggron under the bus. I think he's banking on this Goodra to win him the game at this point though. I was not expecting Scarf Goodra. That is definitely something that you don't expect, but it works well. Yeah. So then I guess if I would have clicked that first Draco, or if I would have clicked that first Psyshock when he missed the Draco, that would have been just a win. But we've made mistakes. Or I guess it's not really a mistake, because you can't really prep for that. Who preps for a Scarf Goodra? So yeah, it's still up in the air. There's a good chance we win, there's a good chance we lose. It all is based upon what reads we make and what predictions we have. The only thing I know is that I cannot leave Roserade to fight that Skarmory. Okay. That's easy. Skarmory gets easy 2-shot. So that's awesome. And we don't have to worry about Rocky Helmet damage because we knocked that off with Donphan. Perfect. Okay. So there's these two left. I can't leave Urshifu in because Urshifu dies to anything, especially Mach Punch or choice move, so I think Aggron hits the chopping block, and then we play it out with that. Because if it comes between Roserade and Goodra, I should be able to out-heal it. I mean, if he clicks Draco. If he clicks Flamethrower, I'll have to risk a Sleep Powder. But it's gonna be tricky. I think it's still very much a possibility we lose. It's very much a possibility we win. I think our win depends on how we use Urshifu. So we have to make sure Urshifu counts. I really want Azelf to go in, but I was not expecting him to bring that kind of Scarf. But it's smart. If you don't expect it, you can't plan for it, and then it gets a kill where it counts the most. Yeah, when he swapped it in originally, I thought he was swapping it in to do things, but I guess not. Okay. Does bring out Conk here. We know we died to Mach Punch for sure. I don't even have to calc it. Yeah, we would die to Mach Punch. Actually, we wouldn't die to Mach Punch when we're set up. I'm gonna throw Aggron on the bus. Sorry, Aggron. Yep, goes for a Mach Punch. Like I said, I believe he's Expert Belt. So we take away that. We put in Expert Belt instead. I believe Sucker Punch has better priority. Let me look at something real quick. Mach Punch priority is +1. Sucker Punch priority is still +1, but we are faster, so it wouldn't matter. Yeah, I think we bring in Urshi. We'll have to take a move, probably a Mach Punch, but we live that for sure. We can kill with a CC. And then it all comes down to Goodra. But I think... Oh, wait. I need it lower to kill with a Sucker Punch. Wait, that's with an HP investment. I don't think you have that. I still need it a lot lower. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. Roserade is there to swap in so I can get rid of my stat debuffs, but honestly, if it comes down to it, does Mach Punch. We don't kill with a CC? Oh my god. He's running defense investment. Oh yeah, because he's bulky Conk. I forgot. But it's fine, because even if he clicks Mach Punch here, we have priority with Sucker Punch, and we're faster, so our priority beats his priority, so I'm just going to click Sucker Punch. Yup. Alright. Okay. Just comes down to Scarf Goodra. He's at 76. If I were to bring in Roserade here, I have two options here. I can Sucker Punch now. It'll do a little over half. I think I have to do that. I think I Sucker Punch now, let Roserade come in on full, and then hopefully we can kill with a Sludge Bomb. Ice Beam, it's fine. Okay, let me double check. We should be able to kill at this range. Come on, baby. No. Oh. I have no words. It was down to the wire. We had the victory. And he gets a 10% chance Ice Beam freeze and wins the game. I was not Dark Glasses. I was Black Belt.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted close combat to do more. I wasn't thinking of the dark moves at the time.
I thought you were, I guess, didn't count correctly, but, or at least it was within the range because of the close combats earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Obviously, I thought you were banded, so when you went to switch to Sucker Punch, that was a...
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Sucker Punch would have been good, but yeah, having the ability to switch on the fly is also very nice to have.
Yeah.
So you definitely prepped an interesting team this week. I see that you brought 2 assault vests and 2 boots, so you were kind of playing very defensive this week.
Yeah, so, I mean, the assault vest was... I mean, Conqueror, the Iron Fist set I wanted to run rather than a Guts set, because a lot of my calcs when I did Guts were good, but I was going to get hit first if I wanted to do something good.
Mm-hmm.
And, for example, Urshifu, on band especially, does like 80 to 90% to Conqueror, and I want to be able to revenge kill.
Yeah.
And if I had the burn damage, that would just screw that all up, and, you know. And the assault vest on Heatran was just because I needed something, because assault vest on Conqueror always feels a bit more like patching up his special defense rather than actually being bulky on special side. Whereas Heatran has naturally quite a lot of special defense, so the assault vest there was really because I saw that your team had 3 really strong physical attackers, but then mostly the rest were like special attackers.
Yeah.
So I was kind of thinking, okay, so he's going to bring at least a few, and I need someone who can switch in to especially resisted hits and take almost no damage.
Mm-hmm.
And like kind of Noivern, Azelf, if he went for kind of a psychic move that you were predicting, things like that. And it was also because I wanted to kind of have a fake out with Gudra.
Yeah, Gudra.
Gudra was my kind of pro play this week.
Yeah, Gudra got me. I never would have expected Scarf Gudra.
So yeah, so I kind of went for... I looked at Scarf Heatran initially and Assault Vest Gudra, but Gudra did have enough bulk to kind of take a lot of those special hits that weren't super effective on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And it just let me think that, okay, so he's more likely going to expect some sort of Scarf Heatran, because that's sometimes run. But,
yeah.
Scarf Gudra actually kind of one-shot 2 of the major threats on your team. Focus Blast.
Mm-hmm.
And Azelf with Draco Meteor.
Yeah.
2 mons that, I mean, you've seen my team. My team's very slow this season.
Yeah, you're very slow and you have a lot of bulk.
He's one shot got everything anyway, even if you've got bulk. So it just, the Gudra was my kind of ace in the hole for those 2, and that did work out quite well.
Yeah, played out well.
My last slot with Scolipede I changed that 3 times. I initially had Dusclops for even more kind of defensiveness, but I just thought it was a bit OTT and didn't really need it. And then I was thinking, well, what can I replace it with? I was going to go Diggersby instead of Conqueror, because they fill a similar role.
Yeah.
Have when you run their main sets, they have quite similar main sets, i.e., fighting coverage, ground coverage, poison coverage, and ice coverage. So when you're using them offensively, they're very similar. I went with Conqueror just because the priority on Conqueror, the map punch, was just better for Urshifu.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Because quick attack on Diggersby, while strong against a lot of things, is not strong enough to take Urshifu down, or at least weaken it to the point where one of my other mons can safely kill it.
Yeah.
And what about you? Your team was quite offensive in some ways. I knew I kind of had to. You've got a great core there in Tapu Fini and Urshifu. They complement each other really well. So when I predicted your team, those were the main two where I was like, well, he's got to bring both of those because together they form this really strong core that just kind of resists a lot of the good hits against each other and also just threatens things. You can't really bring something that counters both. So yeah, that was what I was looking at.
Yeah, definitely. My original plan was to kind of set up sweep with Azelf because after a nasty plot and with a set of spikes, I could beat out most of your team. I think the only things that really stopped me were Heatran, and then bulky Goodra was kind of a roll depending on your investments.
Yeah.
But yeah, the rest of the team was mostly there just as kind of pick up, take a couple hits, and then deal lots of damage in the end. I'm actually really surprised that Aggron managed to beat out Scolipede. I thought for sure I was going down there.
Yeah, it looked like a roll on my side.
I think so. I think you just got 2 low rolls in a row.
Yeah, but I think the first roll, I think it was first roll. One of the 2 rolls was particularly low, and that was kind of the once I'd had that roll, I could have the other one. So we had. Yeah, that second roll, 46. That was the lowest that I could possibly get, and that really stung. But
yeah,
that's the game, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you made up for it in the end with the ice beam freeze.
Yeah, and I guess I mean it's all. So I lost the 10% roll on Draco Meteor against Roserade on the first time, Switch.
Yeah.
And then I gained a 10% at the end, so it's kind of like really shit, but at the same time it's like just the way the game kind of fucks with your head.
Yeah, Pokemon is simultaneously one of the best and one of the worst games out there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean once I got to Tapu Fini down, I was a bit more confident because there's not a lot that can really like just take it down without super effective hits, essentially. And I wasn't sure whether you'd maybe switch low health to try and save the Misty Terrain. But yeah, we kind of went blow for blow. You got my Heatran and I got your Finny.
Yeah.
It just played out. I managed to clinch it right at the end, but yeah, it was really. I was so. When you had 2 left, I was so certain that you that you'd won. I was just like, oh well, that's that game then. Maybe I can get one of them down and only suffer a 1-0 loss. But
yeah, it was very close at the end there.
Yeah, Gudra's coming clutch. Yeah, we'll have to never run Scarf Gudra again. I expect it now. Yeah, no, I had fun, dude. That was a really good match.
No, you played incredibly well this week.
Likewise, honestly, some of the hits I was taking, I was like, oh, Jesus, this is the worst thing ever. Yeah. Anything else you want to chat about?
I don't know. I guess we can kind of talk about your future matchups, how you're kind of feeling about those, because I know we were both kind of at this point where this was kind of like the chance for our comebacks if we can make the playoff seasons. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm currently in 2 leagues. I'm in Mystic as well.
Okay.
Which is Lily's.
Yeah.
In that one, I'm doing really well. So
nice.
As I took over from a coach, and I've got quite a strong team. I kind of feel like my team, while stronger now, at the start of the season was not really. it wasn't really clinching anything. I just had too many similar weaknesses on some of my big hitters. It meant that I couldn't bring both at the same time, and then that kind of just meant that I had to use a lot of my tier 5s all the time. Tier 4s, I mean, all the time. I don't even know who I'm facing next.
Let's see here. It looks like you're going up against Armello, the person who took over for Baz.
Yeah. I haven't actually looked at his team at all. I know he's changed it.
He's changed it. I think it's pretty scary. It might be tough, but I think you can do it.
Yeah, we'll have a look. Let's have a look.
I believe I fight him the week after. No, I don't. I fight him the last week. I actually fight Yerrick next week, so that's going to be interesting.
Are you feeling confident about that one? He's been doing quite well.
He's been doing well. He has. I want to say I have a chance, although I've said that the past 2 matches, and look how that's turned out for me, so...
Honestly, I was very... coming into the match, I was extremely not expecting to come away with anything win-wise. I was kind of thinking of damage control, really.
No, you played really well.
Yeah, Amarillo does have a scary team. He's got some big physical attackers and some really good defense. Blissey and Mega Slowbro. It's quite scary. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. He's got the Poltergeist there, which is quite a niche pick because it doesn't have many. It's basically a shell smasher.
Yeah, but that's always something that can.
It's always scary. Yeah, it's always scary, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know how I'll do on that one, but I'll try what I can.
Yeah, do whatever you can.
Yeah, I think do I have to win every single match now until the end to get in?
It depends. We have to wait to see how the season plays out. It's looking like that might be the case, but there's also a chance that one of the lower tier who are currently fulfilling those spots will lose their matches.
Yeah,
you are 8th. You are right on the cusp. So
yeah, but I remember when I looked on the original, when the standings first came out, I looked and I saw that the end of my season is pretty scary.
Yeah.
So I've got Dallas Trinitars, then I've got Bellingham Klefkeys. That's obviously going to be a difficult match. Chicago White Sox, and he's been doing pretty decent. So that might be a case of whichever one wins of us goes through.
That's very true. It could be down to that.
We're on similar win-loss at the moment, and similar play difference. So I'd probably have to beat Dravos, and then have to beat Chicago White Sox. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. No. Anyway. Yeah. This was a crazy week. I don't know whether to put that down for best match or most hacked.
Yeah, definitely. You fought well. It's going to be a tough road, but I think you can do it.
We'll see. I'm not too confident in my team always, but I do manage to get some nifty sets off sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever want help building, feel free to reach out. I can help you out.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, I'll be looking into that when I get to some of my later matches. Anyway, yeah, I think we'll leave that there.
All right, sounds good.
No worries, Mono. Have a good one, yeah?
Yeah, you as well. Take care.
Cheers, dude. Bye.
Bye. Alright, so that was Jelly. So we have fought Jelly in the past. They were part of the dual coach team we fought last season, but we did not speak to them. We spoke to Yerrick instead, his partner, who we're actually facing next week, as I mentioned. We got him right here. So right now, in terms of standings, we are 2-5. If we were to win our next 3 matches, we do become 5-5. Which it has happened in the past where 5-5s have made it to playoffs, but it's still going to be very tight because we have a lot of tough competition, especially since most of the people who are currently making playoffs have 2 losses. So that's going to be very hard to make. It's basically going to be kind of a scramble at the bottom to see if we can make those back. But I think if we can continue to play well, we can do it because we have been playing well. It's just either we make a small mistake or we have an unfortunate incident, and then it costs us a match. So we're going to have to keep up our good streak and then just hope for good luck. But we are going up against the Quirky Quagsires next week, who are right here. So they have a very interesting team. They are kind of along our lines for win-loss, I believe. Where are they? Yeah, they are 2-4 right now, so they're pretty similar to us at the moment. But they have some interesting Pokemon. Corviknight is always a problem because it's bulk. Mega Sceptile is super fast, and I don't really know what that thing can do. Chansey is incredibly specially bulky. Cresselia is incredibly specially bulky. So I think it's going to be another week of us versus bulk. So hopefully we'll be able to prep a team and make something that can counter this. But yeah, that's going to be all I have for now. Thank you all so much for watching this series. Even though we're on a loss streak, it's still very fun to make. So hopefully we can make it back. Thoughts and prayers. But I'm going to head out now. So thank you all for watching. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching, and good night.